ARTtech, and the success stories will continue with the next presentation by Erik Pöntiskoski and Jari Räisänen from Dreams. I think actually your names were the most difficult ones so far, like Pöntiskoski, Räisänen. But anyhow, so what I like very much is to see like different types of successes. We started with Elina's acquisition success and continued with Ville's art of start, but in a success in the way that they also have achieved something. And now we are, or Erik and Jari will be talking about Drive Ahead, which is like one type of success as well, also a commercial one. So very welcome on stage, Erik and Jari.
All right, rock and roll. So, hi guys, my name is Erik, and I'm the CEO of the Dreams game studio, and I'm here with Jari Räisänen today.
Hello.
Jari is our developer, and he's a really awesome guy because he came up with this idea for a crazy gladiator arena racing game where you score points by hitting your friend on the head with a car. And I thought that, hey, this sounds really awesome. We need to do this. So we're here today to share you the road to building and creating Drive Ahead. But if you're wondering, if you haven't had a chance to try the game yet and you're wondering what it's like, I'll first show you a video clip where you can see what the game is about. So this is our own trailer. Here we go. So the idea is that you can play together with your friend or a single player. And maybe Jari, you want to talk us through this?
Yeah, so your goal is as simple as hit your opponent's head and you unlock new stuff by playing this slot machine, and there was the car selection screen.
Yeah, so lots of different cars and levels there. And basically, this is what it is in a nutshell. So I think it's safe to say that Drive Ahead is a real indie racing hit, probably the biggest indie racing hit of the year. And we self-published it. So unlike the previous speaker, we don't feel it really makes sense for us to work with publishers. We want to control marketing the game and taking it to the market ourselves. We have spent €0, or we haven't spent any money on advertising. But that's not the same as marketing. So we've spent a lot of time and money and blood and sweat and tears in all kinds of marketing, and I'll go through that in more detail later in this presentation. Some interesting key figures. We currently have 500,000 daily active users, and the game has been pretty much a viral sensation. We have about 135,000 fans currently on the EveryPlay online video community. And these active fans have been sharing clips like crazy. There's over 500,000 gameplay clips online currently. And the fans are really dedicated. They seem to love the game, and they're coming back really often. So, of course, as a CEO, I follow the retention figure a lot. So day one retention for us is 63%. So that means that of the players who install the game, 63% return to the game the following day. At 1 week, we still retain 33%, so 1/3 of the players. And at 1 month, 16% are still playing. And Sonia asked us to talk a little bit about how we make money. So as you already saw, there's a casino in the game where you can win new cars and tracks and all kinds of other cool stuff. So when we launched the game, we were making about $10,000 a day in in-app purchases and ad revenue. And after that first month, we're now making half of that. So of course, during launch, when Apple featured the game heavily, we were making a lot more money, but we're still doing pretty good. And it's because of the retention is so great. So the people who installed it day one, they're like 2.5 months ago, a lot of them are still playing. And throughout this 2.5 months that the game has been out there, we've seen that pretty consistently, usually about 25% of the money comes from in-app purchases. So a quarter of the people are willing to spend money in the game. And we figured that there's a lot of people who maybe don't want to spend money, but they would be willing to watch an ad. And sure enough, 75% of the money does come from ads. And I can only say good stuff about Unity ads. We wanted to do everything very simple. So when we launched the game, we just put one ad network there, Unity ads. And we're still working with them because they're just doing such an awesome job. And, well, it's my honor and pleasure to announce now officially that we have 3 million installations. So you guys here at the Assembly ARTtech are the first to hear this wonderful news. So 2.5 months and 3 million, that's pretty awesome. Thanks. So what is the goal of this session? Why are we talking to you guys? Well, of course, yeah, we're going to present the road to creating Drive Ahead. But I think it's really important, kind of like in our previous talk, to connect game design and the production and the coding stuff with business issues. I think what differentiates Do Dreams from perhaps some other studios is that we're able to have quite open discussions between the developers and artists, designers, and me as the business guy, and we've learned to speak the same language. So try to understand how some choices we make in game design and mechanics influences the, for example, monetization, or what kind of stuff can we put in the game to make it more social or viral phenomena. And I hope that after this talk, if we have some indie developers there in the audience, that you would be able to think beyond the single title that you're working on currently. So I think a challenge for a lot of indie developers is that you only want to make a cool game. And then after you've done that, you leave it on the App Store, you never come back to it, and then you want to make another cool game. But for us, it's, we want to have a roadmap, we want to know where we're going, and from each individual project, we want to learn something that we can do better in the next one. And also, I think it's really important to take care of your players and fans, that if you publish a game, you come back to it and you're constantly updating it. And this is something that our fans really seem to love. So, 3 points about our philosophy. So first is failing fast. So 1 year ago, we decided that we were probably we were in a situation where we were working on a giant free-to-play game, and we'd been working on it already for a half a year, and I felt it might take another half a year to finish it. And for a small studio, it's too big a risk. So once you launch that game, if it's not successful, you're basically bankrupt. So we decided that we need to start making smaller games, put them out sooner, start building our own fan base and learning from the users, and then we can build and expand on those games from there. So we wanted to be less dependent on the publisher partner and the marketplaces like Google Play and the App Store, and be able to do our own cross-promotion. And if we have fans in one game, then when we launch another one, we can market the game to them. And I'm really proud of our team. And thinking back, it's difficult to understand how we were able to do this. But we did 9 releases in last year on iOS and Android in 1 year, while we were working 50% doing client projects. So you got to do everything you can to make so the company stays alive. So we did a children's game for Sanoma Pro. Jari did that, and we did another game, was a workplace safety game for 40 to 60-year-old construction working men. And we teach coding at a community college here in Helsinki, so all kinds of stuff. So here are all the different titles we have on these 2 marketplaces. Balloon Dolly was the first game we did. I think, first week, maybe got 1,000 downloads. And no one noticed that it came out. It didn't matter. The world didn't know that the game is there. We loved the character in the game, but no one cared about it. Then the second game, Ice Hole Fishing, it got 1 review. What did that review say, Jari? Do you remember?
Yeah, it said that the game was kind of good, but the controls sucked bad. So. Okay,
so yeah, they said that good idea, the game sucks. But you know what? We got 10,000 installations. So I figured, okay, negative review, but we're going in the right direction. Then we come out with the third game, Cardboard Crooks. It does even worse than the first one. So we're back to square one. But throughout the 6 months that or the several months that we were working on these games, we were all the time, talking to the Apple marketing team, letting them know what we're doing, because we wanted to show that we're committed to the platform, and we want to integrate into their ecosystem, like use their services and technologies, and also show that we're learning and getting better. And then with the fourth game, Kunin Ninja and Training, then they decided to feature the game. We were in 150 places in the App Store front page, and we got 500,000 installations the first week. And I was thinking that, wow, I didn't know that gaming business is this easy. But there was two problems. So first of all, the game wasn't making any money because we had only banner ads. And then actually we didn't have any plan or idea that what are we going to do if and when it's successful. So when we realized that it's a success, then we started thinking that what are we going to do? And basically we had launched the high score chaser. And that gets boring after a while if there's no new content or updates in the game. So after 1 week, everybody left the game. So we basically didn't have any users left. We got 500,000 the first week, and then they were gone in a couple of weeks. So we wanted to do something more differently then with the fifth title. And it's a paid premium app. So Battle Slimes is an arena shooter. And from the beginning already, the user or player was able to unlock new content when they were playing. So this way it was more fun and easier for them to, or it gave them a reason to return to the game. And also we noticed that Apple liked it, that we did a lot of updates into the game, and often they featured the updates. And actually this was the first title that broke even, so we were able to make at least a small profit.
And it should be said that the Battle Slimes was made by our artist. It was a one-man project.
Yeah, Jussi Simppanen did a really great job there, and it was his idea and his production, and then other folks were helping. And of course, today we're talking about the last icon there, a drive ahead, and as you can see, there's a little teaser of what, this is an unpublished icon, so you can see a little bit about what the theme will be next week. Now, second thing that's really important for us is finding your own niche. So there are hundreds of studios and hundreds of games coming out every day, and you got to stand out from the crowd. And we decided that we'll do it with these local multiplayer games. And we noticed in our own life that parents hate it when kids fight over whose turn it is to play. And a lot of parents are frustrated when they don't understand what their children are doing on these mobile devices. And also when you're hanging out with your friends, having coffee or beer or something like that, there aren't necessarily that many games you can play together. So we want to bring family and friends to play together on the same device. And once we made this statement, we noticed a major change in media and the App Store marketing team and all the people we were talking with, because we found that now we're solving a problem for people. So we're not just making a cool game because we want to do it for ourselves, we're helping other people to solve a problem for them. And then the third point is that the game has to be new every day. So in Drive Ahead, you have new racing missions that you can complete every day, several times a day. You come back to the game, there's always some new cars and tracks you can try out. And then we made a promise to our fans that we will update the game every 2 weeks. So no matter what, there's going to be an update every second week. If there are some problems, maybe the update is a bit smaller, but nevertheless, there will be new content, new game modes, new stuff for you to try out. So to end my part of this talk before we get to the interesting part where Jari does the demo. So I want to just say that Drive Ahead and our team at Do Dreams, we're about building a team that creates systems. So we don't want to make individual rock stars or heroes. The reason there is that, sure you can have someone code all night, someone's going to spend the weekend doing art or design, but that doesn't help you in the long run because you can't do it every day. So this picture here shows how I approach as a CEO of our business. So I want to make sure that this is a system that constantly brings us new users, it brings us more dedicated users, it generates revenue, and makes the game viral. So the 4 elements are awareness, preference, purchase, and viral loop. So awareness basically is that I want to make sure that as many people in the world as possible know that there's a game called Drive Ahead. And of course, getting publicity with media, maybe someone will write a blog about you or you get something on YouTube, that's really nice. But I've noticed that the only thing that matters is getting featured. So when people say to you that just make an awesome game and the game has to be so good that it doesn't matter if Apple's going to feature you or not, that's not true. So your most important sales job is to sell yourself, your team, and the game to the App Store marketing team or Google Play if you're doing Android. Because people, if you're targeting casual gamers, they're going to download what's on the front page. My job is to make sure that we're there as often as possible. Then the second thing is preference. So, once people know that the game exists and they may be downloaded, how do you make them fall in love with the game? So that they want to come back every day, many times a day, and they want to even bring their friends with them. So for us, it's doing these steady updates. So they know every 2 weeks there's something new. And for us, Transfluent has been a really good partner. So we localize our game now into 16 languages. We started with maybe 8, and now we've grown it to 16. And it costs us only 75 to 100 euros to introduce a new language. So there's really no reason why not to localize your game. Because the fans are going to love it, because they can play in their own mother tongue, mother language. And also, the App Store teams love it because they want localized content on their store. And then, lastly, in the preference part, then we have services like EveryPlay and, of course, Facebook, where we do our community management. I really love EveryPlay because, we can ask questions from our fans and we can show appreciation to them there. So every week we make a collection of the best game replays they have shared on EveryPlay, and that way we show them that we care about what they do, and we watch their videos, we read their comments, and try to answer as often as we can. Third element is triggering purchases. Well, we also want to make this kind of a fair, free-to-play model. So of course you can play Ahead for free if you like. If you're good at it and you complete these missions and win matches, then you'll be rewarded coins. You can also watch ads, and then you can spend money if you like. And it's really important to make earning these coins and spending them a lot of fun. And I think our casino is a really fun way to do it, and Jari will show you later on. And lastly, this viral loop. So we try to come up with new stuff. We try to come up with new stuff that people can share. So we already have the video. In the next update, you have this statistics bar or infograph that you can see how you're performing in the game, and that's a new thing that you can share there. So, Jari, shall we do your talk and demo then?
Yeah. So what I'm going to talk about is how we came up with this idea and how we made this game happen. So first, the idea. My first idea was I wanted to make a two-player version of hill climb racing, but I wanted to bring there something new. I didn't just wanted to copy their idea. So what I did, I thought that maybe people would compete against each other and try to hit each other's head. So that was the basic principle of the first version of the game. And at first this was my solo project, so I developed this as indie developer, and it took me about 3 weeks to make the first demo, and it had 6 vehicles, a couple of arenas, and working single player and multiplayer. There was a stupid version of AI, but it worked. It could be tested at that point, and actually I have the first version of the game on my phone. I could show it to you guys now. It doesn't have any sound, but that's not the point. Yeah. So that's what it looked like. All the graphics are made by me, as you can see. I'm a programmer, not an artist.
So are you sure this is not crap on wheels? It's really crash?
Yeah. But it's playable, and we could already see from this demo that this could be fun. I showed this to my friends and they thought that this is fun, and we played a lot. So I decided to further develop this. And what the AI is doing right now, he's just trying to drive towards me and staying balanced. But yeah, that's it.
And how long did you work on this first demo?
About 3 weeks. And here is the 2-player mode. Nothing special here. But yeah, let's get back to presentation. So, as I said, my friends like it, and we made a couple of cars with my friends. My friends give me some ideas, make a tractor, make a garbage truck. Actually, we were spending a night together and taking a couple of beers, and my friend told me that, hey, you should make that garbage truck. And we tried, and after 3 hours, it just didn't happen. And the next morning, it took me about 15 minutes to complete it. But yeah, it was fun already. And after that, I add new elements to the game, more features like sudden death and water elements and stuff like that. And I showed the game to my colleagues, and they also liked it. We played at the office in lunch breaks and so on, and it was fun. And after that, this guy here asked me if I wanted to sell my prototype to our company, Do Dreams.
Sell your prototype and your soul.
Yeah, I sold that before that. But yeah, I hesitated first because I thought that maybe I couldn't decide anymore what the game should be like and stuff like that. But then I thought this game could never be so awesome as I want it to be if it didn't have proper graphics and stuff like that. So yeah, I sold it, and that was the right decision. And we developed it with the game with our whole team for a few months, and then it looked like this. And now I'm going to show our latest collection of user videos. So
yeah, so we realized early on that it doesn't make sense for us anymore to produce our own gameplay clips because the fans are doing a way better job. So now our only job is to collect all those awesome clips and create our own collection.
Yeah.
What about Spacey?
Even if you get stuck in the game, sometimes you can win. This is our new game mode, King of the Hill, so it's basically a high score chaser. Our great AI can now climb walls, as you can see. And here is a clip where you can see that some of our players are really talented. Yeah. So that's what we made in few months, and as Eric said, we are going to update the game every 2 weeks, and next week's Thursday the next update is coming, and it's all about aliens and spaceships and that kind of stuff. So there is a little teaser image.
Yeah, we have our Do Dreams team here today with a bunch of iPads. So if you guys want to try the new update before it's released next Thursday, come talk to us and we'll give you guys a try.
Yeah. And yeah, I think maybe we should play a little bit the latest version. So Heidi, could you play with me so we can show the 2-player mode?
So Heidi is one of our artists who's been doing all kinds of art for the game. And of course, one of her jobs is to play the hell out of the game. So I thought it would be more interesting if she's on stage playing with Jari, not me. Äänet.
So what we are going to show you is the 2-player mode. So here we have a car selection screen where you can pick a car. There is a lot of locked cars here, but I think that the most fun version to play is to play with random. So let's play the random mode.
As you can see, we introduced some custom helmets there. So that's another way to give something that people can unlock in the game and also personalize their car.
And there is the new UFO. It pulls all cars and everything that's on the stage upwards. And there's also a cow struggling on the ground.
So as you can see, there's mild cartoonish violence. I really feel sorry for the cows over there.
They are alive, they are kicking. And if nobody gets killed in 10 seconds, then the sudden death begins. Yeah, and that's the 2-player mode. Now I show you guys the rest of the game. So there is this 1-player mode where you can play that classic that we played with Heidi, but you play against AI. Then there is plenty of missions. So this is the first mission. It's pretty easy. Just win a game against AI and you get coins by completing that.
We spend a lot of time writing a script for these, so there's all kinds of fun stuff like survive in a meteor rain for 20 seconds or stuff like that.
Or alien invasion mission where only opponents that appear are aliens and you have to defeat them and stuff like that. And there is also this King of the Hill mode, which I mentioned earlier. So in this mode there will be many opponents and you have to kill as many as possible. And apparently I can't kill any of them. So it's basically a high score chaser, and each of these levels have its own high score. And here we can see the replay functionality. So this is the everyplay stuff. You can watch your replay, trim it, make a speech after you recorded it and share it to everyplay. And there is over 500,000 replays there. What else should I show? The casino. So this is kind of fair casino. You can see your winning percentage and you can bet more to increase your chance to win. And I have so many coins that I can't spend them all, but Yeah, and here is an icon where you can actually buy coins if you run out of them. Or also watch an ad. Yeah, it's not loading at the moment. And here is our new stat screen where you can see how many matches have you played, how well you have done, and how much have you unlocked, etc. And lastly, I'm going to show you the AirPlay. So this is our page in AirPlay, but the interesting thing is this game communities. So here you can see the featured games on AirPlay if our connection is working.
So it turned out our game was too popular on AirPlay because there was a new clip coming like every second or a couple of seconds. So that changed the algorithm of how they show clips on the front page.
Here you can see
we broke it.
All those games, couple hundred, couple thousand shares, and there we are, 530,000. Yeah.
So AirPlay is really great because the fans are, sharing their comments and best replays there, and we can have a good conversation there.
And
okay, are you done with Haiti?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, Haiti.
Thank you very much.
Sorry, I forgot you. So, few more slides left. So some of you may be interested what tools we use to make this game. So we used Cocos 2D and Sprite Builder and Photoshop for all the graphics. I can't really recommend Cocos 2D and Sprite Builder because they have already stopped developing Sprite Builder, and we have had many problems making the Android version and stuff like that, but that's what we used. And what's happening next? Our Android version is quite ready. It still needs a lot of testing and bug fixing because there are so many Android devices out there. Our game works at the moment maybe on half of them. And after that, online multiplayer. That is our most requested feature. Almost every second fan tells us in Facebook or in AirPlay, make online, make online. No matter what we put there, put a new cool video, and all they say is make online. But yeah, that's what we're going to make later this year.
Okay, so that's all we had for today. So if you guys have any questions, we're happy to answer them. And we have a website link over there if you want to come and test the Android beta version later this fall, then sign up there and shoot us an email. Thank you.
Yes, it works. Awesome. Thanks so much. We have time for questions. Should I come to you right away or? Yes.
Actually, I don't have any question, but comment that that's awesome what you have done, and you showed again that game don't have to be complex. You can make good money with a simple game like Hilka Embracing did. So good work, guys.
Yeah,
thank you. So I knew we were on to something good when I showed it at the gaming event, and one guy got pissed off. He said that, how is it possible that you guys are making money with such a simple concept? Tomorrow morning, I'm going to go show this to my team and ask them, why haven't you made a game like this? I said, I didn't say anything. I was just thinking, go ahead, that's going to be great leadership. The team will love you after that.
Can you share anything about the demographics? Like, who are the players, actually? What type of people?
Well, I'm sure no one is surprised if we say it's like 97% male. And I think our biggest group is kids. So it's like 13 to 17-year-old boys, young men. Then so it is a very male and boy-oriented fan group. Whenever we have a girl or woman join our Facebook group, we're always very surprised. But we haven't designed it, that it would be only for boys. And I think we have women on our team designing it, so anyone can play if they want.
No questions. Okay, I actually have another one about cross-platform. Is the online multiplayer will be like a separate game, or what's your view on cross-platform in
Yeah, I think that it will be on iOS and Android, and both players can play against each other, against another platforms, and I think that we have to change to Unity or something more flexible environment to develop that. And it may be going to be a separate game. We will see.
Yeah, I mean, it will be cross-platform. That both people on iOS and Android will play, but basically we have to recreate the game. So we have to make it again.
Yep.
First of all, awesome game. I just downloaded it and I've been looking like a game to play in the bus, and this was pretty perfect. But
thank you.
But one question: what are like the lessons you learned about the Apple marketing department? I mean, is there something that you should, don't do and do? And can you share something about that?
Yeah, I'd be happy to share. So first of all, I think everyone should share their experiences. I don't think it's cool when people try to hide what they've learned or their contacts. So first of all, you have to understand that Apple guys, they have their own ecosystem. So they want people who are committed, and they're committed to be a part of that network. So it's reasonable to expect that your first game will not be featured, because they want to see if you're going to return to the platform. I think the biggest mistake that indies do is that if they finish the game and they publish it, they lose interest in it, and they want to do something new that is cool and fun for them. But I think Apple likes us because we update the game every second week. So that's definitely something that differentiates us from other studios. Other than that, it's simple logic. Like if they come out with new features or technology or services, their operating system, stuff like that, then of course be sure to use those in your game if possible, if it makes sense.
Okay, thanks. And a second question for the Android, we have been using the Bitbar. Like they offer almost every single Android device there is, and you can do some simple smoke check there to see that the game actually launches, because there was apparently some statistic for the app reviews, and if the game crashes, you get the crappy reviews. So like they were suggesting that just check that your game launches, and that's it. At least you don't get like the really awful reviews.
Yeah, I guess. Well, we're not experts in Google Play yet. We're still learning Android. But I understand that, of course, if the game crashes, then people are going to leave a really bad review. I think there it's good to hire people who are more experienced than you. So we've been doing some QA testing with a Canadian company called Sculpting QA. I think it cost us $400 to do a full device sweep, and they gave us a report on what bugs there are in the game, like on which devices it crashes. And then Jari and his team, they then went through, try to find what are some common things there. And it turned out that, if we fix it on one device, it should fix the majority of the problem. And of course, we've been looking at what are the market shares and talking to this QA company, and also directly with the Android marketing team to figure out that, okay, what percentage should we really cover? I guess one thing is that you don't necessarily have to, it doesn't make sense to support devices that have been published or released before 2013 or something like that. So you need to narrow down, of course, what you want to focus on.
It seems that's for the questions. Thanks again, and applause. Woo!
Thank you. Thanks,
Thank you.
everyone.